Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks for your information. Sir, I would like to start with Arjit, sir. If you could please, start with your insight on this particular topic.
Thank you so much. It's beautiful to hear Vivek ji and the previous speakers, especially Shomodip. Beautiful, beautiful thought, Shomodip. And sitting in a police department, the kind of information you shared, really, really happy to listening all of your insights. Okay, so coming back to the exact point of view, to be very honest, I'll go a little bit of technical, but I'll try to keep it very easy for all of us to understand. Um, I think we have been talking a lot about Google taking our data, a lot about Facebook is taking our data, a lot about Amazon is taking our data. Unfortunately, we are having this meeting in Google Meetup. So what exactly we are talking about? Who is taking data or who is not taking data?
I
So of
mean,
course,
technically, if I
data
talk
is.
about, we are stopping it. So you can you can take care of it. I'm taking care of. Don't worry about that right now. I
I'm
mean,
sure. I'm
like,
sure. I'm sure.
yeah, yeah. So that's fine in there. But yeah, I'm on the verge of building our own one. You know what I'm saying? So it's not gonna be problematic for upcoming next meeting. That's for sure. I'm being honest about it because
Of
I want to
course.
make the whole country Atmanirbhar. So please, Arjit, Mr. Arjit, it's really nice seeing you here, and I
Super.
understand your concern. You know what you're trying to say. Please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So when we are talking about a little bit about taking data, to be very honest, there are corporate companies whom we are actually discussing about. These corporate companies usually, that's the usual case, don't sell the private data on open public forum. The only challenge is wherever we are going, like in a supermarket or probably whenever we are buying anything, out of a normal common behavior, we usually fill up the form. We fill up forms with our credit card details. Sometimes we can see it's very common in Bengal, it's common in India that there will be people in supermarket who will be asking you, do you need a credit card? So could you please fill up this form? Then my executive can go to your home and then probably give you a credit card. There, we never ever think that how exactly our data is being polluted. Exactly use this word, polluted. When you fill up that data, we usually have a tendency to fill up our birth date, year, and month. That's scary. That's damn scary. And there are places, mainly in supermarket, whenever you're doing your billing, usually the billing person is asking you, sir, can I have your mobile number, while doing all those kind of tic-tac-toes and on the console itself. And people usually give their phone number, and that number usually connects to his either credit card or banking system. You don't know what's going on in the back end. The main challenge starts from there. I'm not going to talk about very big digital fraud. Then there is another aspect. I'll echo with Somadip. The digital aspect is that whenever you are going, probably, it's scary, it's really scary. Whenever you are probably going for, say, a vacation and you buy a ticket from some third-party website, out of curiosity, usually people go for a very cheap kind of situation where they can get prices which is really, really optimized. And we give all our data. All means all. And you purchase a ticket with a credit card, including the date and time when you're traveling. That's really scary because these data goes to a third party, which belongs to none of these third party people. It belongs to you. But when this data is being sold, you get a call, you get an ad, you get a tick mark, you get an email that such and such offer is there. That's perfect. Cool. I'm getting an offer. I'm getting an ad. But all of a sudden in your WhatsApp, somebody is messaging, my father is ill and my mom is ill, and then I'm looking for X amount of money. Could you please help? We are all human beings. We are not all smart, technical geek. And these people are so smart, they will put a picture, a name, exact Aadhaar number by making a statement that my parents are ill. We are 4 sisters. My father is a blind person. I'm giving you a real case. Okay. And my mom, she is in a hospital. I need serious help. Can you please give me X amount of money with Google Pay or whatever the medium means? It can be Paytm. It can be anything, any payment gateway. out of humanity, who actually love helping people, they try to do it. So I'll be giving you a small tip how you can maybe protect yourself. If you look at their WhatsApp chat details, you will not find a proper person's face over there. There is a system which you can use. Take a snap of that particular person, search about it, and understand whether this person is real or not, his or her name is real or not. We don't do that, number one. Number two, these people will have a business account. I mean, business WhatsApp account. And they will put all these information in a very sophisticated way, so that you can see the details and you can get an understanding, okay, this is a real person. They will push your mindset to understand these are real cases. So try to avoid such kind of conversation into your any kind of WhatsApp or conversation or communication, whatever you are doing. Number one. Number two, the serious issue that you usually get. I'll be very, very open with you. Okay. In Facebook, mainly, nowadays the trend is somebody will probably connect you, that's a lady, with a picture of a lady. You don't know who is he or she in the back end. And will say that, I want to be your friend. And men are men always. They accept it. And then after that, they will give you a video call and then say that, okay, can we just open up between us? Like, I'll be, very, very open with you and you become the same. So out of manlyhood, they say, okay, let me do that. There are cases. I don't know how people think. These videos, these are not real people. There is a video going on with pause, with swapping to give you an experience that somebody is behind. And that person, out of curiosity, started opening his camera, probably doing something else. And what they do, they will take your face, morph it, utilizing deepfake. They will create a porn video and start molesting you. It is becoming a trend nowadays. So when you are talking about data, utilizing data, such kind of things are happening. It's not a fault of government. It's not a fault of police. It's not a fault of our cybercrime department. It's a fault of us. Probably we need to understand what to do and how to do. Coming back to our solution, which I really loved, and that's the reason probably I joined with a short notice, creating a platform for Indians to probably protect data and data of all these Indian people. Do you know how many Indian data are being sold out of India with huge amount of money? And that's not a small number. Trust me, it's not a small number. And I have been contacted by a multiple number of people, even though I have my ways to, protect, safeguard, or whatever it is, because I'm from this industry. But if you look at a normal traditional entrepreneur who is not a technology geek, it's a challenge. It's a huge challenge. They have been contacted by so many people we never ever even thought to ask from where you got my data. You know what? I'll give you an interesting fact. Shomadip probably can echo me. Whenever you're giving a call to someone or you're getting a call, if somebody is saying that, okay, recording started, and you hear it in the background, recording started, we never ever think otherwise. We usually start talking, we usually communicate with each other. Before record anyone's voice, any discussion, you need to take a permission. That's a law. It's a legal aspect. You can't just all of a sudden record someone's voice. Why? It's not about the communication. It's about the voice that is going up. And in future, the future is coming, that's face recognition and voice recognition. So whenever these recording things are happening, this recording can go up to a certain level where it can be clipped and can be used in future to crack your banking data. So before you enter into any call, it's called voice tagging. That's coming up very fast in the market. Before you go for any kind of call wherein you see that someone is recording, please asking why you are recording. Sometimes we get a call that from some call center and they say that the human voice will say that this call is being recorded for quality and training purpose. Why? It's my voice. So I am the one who is going to give you authority whether you can record it or not. So you can always tell them, no, I am not comfortable. So the situation should be opposite. Like, I am calling from such and such company, and this call can be recorded for quality and training purpose. Can I have the permission? If the person says yes, then only you should do that. Unfortunately, our law, our system didn't give us those kind of power to give a voice against that. We need that badly. We need that badly. Talking about creating an Indian platform, it's a big need. And I have seen the world. I have traveled so many countries. Probably Shomojit can echo me. In Europe, it's not easy to get people data. You can't do that. There are laws. In US, you can't do that. If you're doing it, a common person can sue anybody, any corporate company, it doesn't matter. There are cases, which is $1 million cases, by just sharing your data to a third party. We need that. So I'll highly appreciate if we can, such kind of system, which is being done, and that's being probably promoted or supported by our ministry somehow, if the solution is foolproofed, number one. Number two, whenever we are talking about private social media, I have been, someone actually pitched about it a few months back. They're creating some private social media. I have a serious question on that. Like, what is privacy? If you're creating a social media with private mode, is it becoming a social media really? I mean, do you feel that it's real? I have another serious question. It's a serious question. In Facebook, there is a private mode. And when you are in private mode, you're sending friend requests to someone. If I can't see who you are, do I have the flexibility to accept your request or just ignore it? I usually ignore it personally. But from that person's perspective, probably he or she wants to protect his or her own data. I don't know the reason. But if I am you, if I need to connect, probably I would have given a text, a message first by asking a permission. Maybe we need such kind of situation, need such kind of education for all these Indians. I'm not going for rural India, to be very honest. Sometimes I feel that the elderly people, they are helpless. The only reason is, if you look at Calcutta, if you look at Delhi, if you look at Mumbai, mainly the fastest growing cities, a lot of parents, they have kids who are working out of India. This is my last line, okay? And for these people, they want to touch base with their kids, maybe studying in foreign or working in foreign, and they need to have a banking transaction. For them, it's a challenge nowadays. How do they communicate? Will they communicate utilizing the social media? Will they communicate? Social media includes everything, including your WhatsApp, okay? Will they communicate utilizing a normal phone call? Well, there are companies who are giving you SIM card, which is making a statement that this is not connected in the social media. You can call directly utilizing a specific app, so you don't need to pay such and such charges. So if we ignore such charges, like we want to skip those charges, you need to pay something. Nothing is free. So either your data will be sold or you pay a premium account to protect your data. Choice is in our hands. There is no solution, to be very, very honest. I don't see there is a solution. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't see there is a solution which can actually give a 200% security or 360-degree security in today's world. We need to become smart and smarter, and I completely agree with the theme of the summit that is there today. We need a system which is by Indians, for Indians, so that we can communicate with each other comfortably. That's happening in China. That happens in Korea. That happens in a lot of Asian countries. They don't allow the third-party companies to access their people data. So why can't we do that? Come on, we are talking about digital India and we don't have our own system. Oh my God, we need that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ajit sir. Wonderful, wonderful. And I have a small question again. So I would like to ask you that you spoke about the individual. We mostly spoke about the individual citizens of India. But what do you think about the corporate India, which has billions and billions of dollars or maybe rupees on building assets or building infrastructure? but they hardly care about these kind of issues like data safety, data security. So do you think that they are in a very comfortable position at this moment, or do they have that kind of awareness about this particular issue?
Well, if you are talking about MNCs, they of course have that kind of awareness. I don't believe that they don't have awareness. I'm connected with a couple of them, so of course they have that kind of awareness. But if we are talking about few corporates, probably they don't have such deep level awareness in the ground level. I shouldn't say the sea level, but probably in the ground level. It may happen sometimes that maybe the person, just Shomojita was sharing the very simplified manner. Sometimes somebody is coming to your doorstep and saying that I want to sell a credit card, I need your data, or probably they want to deliver something in your home. Now this person, if they can access your phone number, of course, with a small amount of money, they can sell it. So there is no way you can protect that. The only way is utilizing probably a different two numbers. One number shouldn't be public. One number should be public for all these kind of transactions. So that's one of the best way. Now, when you asked about the awareness, I personally feel that we need to teach people about a little bit of technology rather than using the tools. A lot many cybercrime, or they say that they are basically analyst or probably a cybersecurity personnel. They sometimes teach on tools only. Tools are great. I agree. Tools are great. But it's my personal opinion. Instead of only tools, if we can teach them the technology and the algorithm behind what's going on, it would have been much more simpler and easier and flexible for any corporate to take a decision on the core level. I'm talking about corporate banks. So when we talk about banks, they usually outsource it to a third party. But if the C-level executives can understand all such kind of things in a very simplified manner, simplified algorithm, they don't need to learn the coding. They can only understand the algorithm. Then it would have been probably easier to outsource to the third party as well. They can ask such kind of questions. I consult to several international bank on this aspect, and that's what we have been taken care of. Unfortunately, in India, I'm not sure how much we are doing, but we need that.
You spoke about elders. You spoke about the elders, less of awareness about this particular thing. But we should also talk about another huge community, which is the children. They are also exposed to mobiles these days. They're exposed to data. They are exposed to multiple kind of resources at this moment. Digital resources are there. So how do you think we can actually aware them also about these kind of things? Do you think a certain kind of schooling is also needed from a very basic level?
Can I answer this in a different way?
Absolutely.
Today's kids are smarter. I mean, smarter than the parents. Trust me or not. Okay, they can access such kind of things which probably the parent don't even know about or never heard about it. Instead of teaching parents, why don't we teach? I'm so sorry. Instead of teaching kids, why don't we teach the parents what is good governance and what is good cybersecurity? How they can probably ask their kids to surf in the internet, not to click a third party on what to click, what not to click. If that can be done in the age group of, say, for an example, 7 onwards, I mean, age group 7 onwards, we can safeguard a lot of kids nowadays. Talking about kids below 7, like age group of 3.5, maybe audience will think that what this guy is talking about. Age about 3.5, access to smartphones? Yes, they have. They usually watch cartoons in YouTube, watch rhymes. There is a specific rule from YouTube that you can't display any kind of ad which is not for kids. But somehow it's a phone of parents. And the age group doesn't belong to a kid. So whatever you are watching is not, I mean, from the machine's perspective, it's not a kid who is watching, right? Now there are two situations. One, I create a solution which will actually detect the face of a kid and then understand it's a kid. So I will not display an ad which is not for kids. But that's violation of personal information, right? And if I don't do that, then I can't, I mean, I'm just giving example, then I can't understand whether it's a kid or whether it's an adult. So I will highly recommend, if you are giving your phone to your kid just to listen to a rhyme or probably a dance, it's informative. Kids are learning faster, better. Maybe their accents are becoming really, really awesome because they have access to some English which is not taught in India. Probably they will learn a different kind of language. That's the positive aspect. Negative, they don't know where to click or how to click, which is ad, which is not an ad. Out of curiosity, it might happen that they click some link and they go to somewhere which is not acceptable. So in that part, there is a setting in your phone. Before you give it to a kid, you probably change a little bit of different setting so that it belongs to a kids level segment so that you can watch it. Number one. Number two, safe mode is you download all these rhymes which you want your kids to see. In an offline mode, you give it to your kid, they will surf naturally. They will not feel that it's not online or offline. Okay. Once they have that understanding, I can go online on my own. You start giving those kind of training. I think that's one of the best way. Trust me or not, today's kid, oh my God, they can code their own. Even I know a group of kids who can actually do ethical hacking. They are not doing anything wrong. They can do that. So they are smarter than us. Probably it is our responsibility to give them a guidance. Otherwise, they will become a guideless missile, which we don't want.